Every 3 seconds, somewhere in the world, another person is told they have dementia. And every single morning, thousands of people never wake up, struck down by a sudden stroke in their sleep. It's terrifying, because dementia doesn't just steal your memories, it steals you from yourself. And stroke? It can take your life in an instant, without a single warning. Now here's the part almost nobody talks about. The cause isn't always your age. It's not always in your genes. Sometimes, the real trigger is sitting quietly in your medicine cabinet right now, disguised as something safe and helpful. Yes, one tiny pill you've been taking for years, maybe even decades, could be silently shrinking your brain, thickening your blood, and setting you up for the very thing you fear most, losing your mind or never waking up. And the worst part? It's happening to millions of people over 50 without them realizing it until it's too late. But you do not have to be one of them. In this video, I'm going to expose the 9 most common medications scientifically linked to rapid dementia and higher stroke risk, including the #1 most dangerous one that almost nobody suspects. And I'm not going to leave you with fear. By the end, I'll share a 7-day brain and heart recovery plan, built on natural, science-backed habits that restore blood flow, oxygen, and cell health without depending on drugs. So stay with me, because just one thing you hear today could save your memory and your life. Type "ready" in the comments if you want the free PDF of the 7-day plan. This isn't fear-mongering, it's a proven truth, and I'm going to walk you through it. If you're like most people over 50, your day probably starts and ends with pills. A handful in the morning, a few more after lunch, and maybe one before bed. We tell ourselves, I'm taking care of my health, I'm keeping things under control. But deep down, there's a fear that never really goes away. The fear of waking up one day and not recognizing your spouse's face. The fear of forgetting your children's names. The fear of having a stroke in the night. And never opening your eyes again. And maybe the worst fear of all, becoming dependent on someone else for the simplest things. Eating, walking, even bathing. Here's the hard truth. Modern medicine often focuses on managing symptoms, calming what's visible on the surface, while quietly ignoring the real roots of disease. Dirty, sluggish blood, weak, starving cells, and oxygen-starved tissues that can't repair themselves. And the truth is, these symptom-based treatments can sometimes plant the seeds for even more illness. Because when you patch one leak without fixing the foundation, the cracks keep spreading, and the damage runs deeper. Think of your body like a finely tuned car. Your brain and heart are the engine. Your blood is the fuel. Now imagine running that engine on dirty, contaminated fuel every single day. The parts start to wear down, the spark fades, performance drops, until one day, the whole system breaks. That's exactly what happens inside your body when the blood feeding your brain and heart becomes thick, toxic, and low in oxygen. And here's where it gets even more dangerous. Certain medications, even the ones meant to protect you, can quietly make that fuel dirtier, the engine weaker, and the risk of breakdown much higher. There are 3 main ways this happens. Shutting down key messengers in the brain. Some drugs block acetylcholine, a chemical your brain needs to think, remember, and focus. Without it, mental fog sets in and brain cells start dying. Starving your cells of nutrition. Medications can strip your body of vital nutrients, like vitamin B12, magnesium, and CoQ10, leaving your cells underfed and unable to repair damage. Altering blood flow and clotting. Changes in blood pressure, heart rhythm, and clotting ability make it easier for strokes to strike without warning. In a moment, I'll reveal the first medication on our list, one that millions take for relief every day, without realizing it may be quietly shrinking their brain. All right, let's open your medicine cabinet together. Because hidden behind those familiar labels might be pills quietly changing the way your brain thinks, remembers, and even survives. We'll start with one that looks harmless, the kind of pill you might pop without a second thought, yet it could be quietly erasing the very memories you hold dear. Number 9. First-generation antihistamines. You might reach for this pill to stop a sneeze, but It could also be erasing yesterday's memories. Your brain communicates through messengers called acetylcholine. Think of them as delivery trucks carrying vital messages between your brain cells. First-generation antihistamines block those trucks at the gate. At first, it's just a few delays, but over months and years, entire communication highways shut down, and your mental city starts to go dark. Early warning symptoms: occasional brain fog, forgetting small appointments, struggling to recall names you've known for years. Margaret, 72, used Benadryl nightly to help her sleep. At first, it was just to quiet her mind after a long day, but within 2 years, she was forgetting recipes she had cooked for decades. Her doctor said it was just normal aging, but when she slowly phased out the antihistamine, replacing it with gentle breathing and herbal tea, her memory began to improve. Safer alternatives: natural healing. For allergies, saline nasal rinses, nettle tea, and quercetin-rich foods like apples and onions. For sleep, a warm magnesium bath, chamomile tea, and 4 to 7-8 breathing before bed. Daily habit: start your day with a glass of warm water, a pinch of sea salt, and a squeeze of lemon, a gentle way to flush inflammation and wake up your cells. Number 8. Benzodiazepines. The little pill that calms your nerves may also be quietly dimming your mind's light. Benzodiazepines boost the activity of a calming brain chemical called GABA. In the short term, it's like pressing the pause button on a noisy world. Peaceful, right? But long term, it's like driving with the parking brake on. You move slower, strain the engine, and eventually, things start breaking down. Early warning symptoms: daytime drowsiness that no amount of coffee can fix. Slower reaction time, even missing a step on the stairs. Trouble following conversations or losing your train of thought mid-sentence. George, 68, began taking Ativan to help him sleep through the night. At first, it worked wonders, but after 8 months, he found himself pausing in the middle of conversations, unsure of the words he wanted to say. With his doctor's guidance, he tapered off slowly, replacing his nightly pill with gentle stretches, low lighting, and morning walks. Within weeks, his mind felt clearer and his mornings brighter. Safer alternatives: natural healing. Before bed, try 4 to 7-8 breathing through the nose to quiet the mind. Herbal support: valerian root or passion flower tea. Evening routine: gentle stretches, dim lights, and no screens. 1 hour before sleep. Number 7. Proton pump inhibitors. The pill for your heartburn might be stealing the very nutrients your brain needs to survive. By blocking stomach acid, PPIs prevent your body from absorbing vitamin B12 and magnesium, both essential for nerve and brain health. It's like cutting off the power supply to your house and expecting the lights to stay on. Early warning symptoms: tingling or numbness in hands and feet. Memory slips, especially after meals. Feeling confused or foggy during digestion. Elaine, 74, had been on PPIs for 5 years to manage her acid reflux. She thought the tingling in her fingers was just age catching up. But after learning about the nutrient loss, she switched to digestive enzymes and started eating smaller dinners earlier in the evening. Within weeks, her energy lifted and the tingling eased. Safer alternatives: natural healing. Eat smaller, earlier dinners to reduce reflux. Avoid lying down for at least 2 hours after eating. Add fermented foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, or kefir to support digestion naturally. But missing nutrients isn't the only way medications can dull the mind. Some drugs change the brain's chemistry so deeply, it's as if someone turned down the volume on your emotions and dimmed the lights on your thoughts. Number 6. Antipsychotics, prescribed to calm the mind, but sometimes at the cost of erasing it. These drugs alter dopamine and serotonin levels, the brain's motivation and happiness chemicals. While they can help with severe agitation, long-term use flattens emotions and slows thinking. It's like turning down the brightness on your TV until the picture is barely visible. Early warning symptoms: emotional flatness or lack of joy, withdrawal from friends, family, and hobbies, struggling to complete simple daily tasks. Frank, 76, was prescribed antipsychotics for agitation after a hospital stay. Within months, he stopped listening to music, something he had loved for over 50 years. With his doctor's help, he reduced the dose and joined a gentle Tai Chi class. Slowly, his smile returned, and so did the music in his life. Safer alternatives, natural healing. Get bright morning light for 10 to 15 minutes to boost mood. Maintain social connections through group walks or singing clubs. Eat anti-inflammatory foods like berries, leafy greens, and walnuts to protect brain health. Number 5. Z drugs. They help you fall asleep, but steal the deep rest your brain needs to heal. Z drugs sedate your body but disrupt REM sleep, the stage when your brain organizes and stores memories. It's like locking the library at night but leaving all the books scattered on the floor. Early warning symptoms. Morning grogginess that lingers for hours. Forgetting events from the previous day. Episodes of sleepwalking or doing tasks unconsciously at night. Linda, 65, relied on Ambien for nearly a year. She fell asleep quickly, but her days grew foggy. She misplaced her keys daily and couldn't recall simple errands. With her doctor's guidance, she switched to a fixed bedtime, kept her bedroom cooler, and drank herbal tea in the evenings. Within weeks, she woke up refreshed and her memory sharpened. Safer alternatives, natural healing. Supplement. Magnesium glycinate to relax the nervous system. Aromatherapy. Lavender oil near the bed for calm. Movement. Gentle yoga or stretching before sleep to release tension. Sleep isn't the only place medications can rob your mind. Some pills meant to lift your mood or ease pain can slowly pull the plug on your memory without you realizing it. Number 4. Tricyclic antidepressants. A pill meant to lift your mood could be quietly pulling down your memory. These drugs have a strong anticholinergic effect, blocking acetylcholine, the brain's communication signal. For aging neurons, it's like cutting phone lines in a city that already struggles with outages. Early warning symptoms. Daytime drowsiness that interrupts daily activities. Difficulty focusing or following conversations. Short-term memory loss, especially with recent events. Paul, 69, took amitriptyline for nerve pain. Over time, he noticed he couldn't remember names and often forgot why he entered a room. His doctor helped him transition to natural pain relief, turmeric and omega-3 supplements. Within a few months, his focus improved and he felt more alert. Safer alternatives, natural healing. Eat omega-3 rich fish like salmon or sardines twice a week. Add anti-inflammatory spices like turmeric to daily meals. Take a brisk walk each morning to boost endorphins and mood naturally. Sometimes the problem isn't in your head at all, it's in your bladder. And yet, the pill you take to keep those bathroom trips under control can quietly drain the very power your brain needs to think, plan, and remember. Number 3. Bladder control medications. Helping your bladder stay quiet, but making your brain go silent too. These medications are another form of anticholinergic, blocking the brain's communication signals. Over time, scans show measurable shrinkage in memory-related brain regions. It's like closing down key offices in a city, one by one, until nothing works on time. Early warning symptoms. Difficulty planning or organizing simple tasks. More frequent moments of confusion. Slower problem-solving and thinking. Rita, 71, was on oxybutynin for years to manage urgency. But her mind felt slower, and she struggled with daily plans. She switched to pelvic floor exercises, bladder training, and cut back on evening fluids. Within months, she noticed her mental clarity returning. Safer alternatives, natural healing. Training, bladder retraining to stretch time between trips. Exercise, Kegel exercises to strengthen pelvic floor muscles. Diet, limit caffeine and alcohol in the afternoon to reduce urgency. Now here's a twist. This next group of drugs is prescribed to protect your heart, but it might be starving your brain of the very building blocks it's made of. Number 2, statins. Protecting your heart's arteries, but robbing your brain of what it's made of. Your brain contains about 25% of your body's cholesterol, essential for neuron structure and communication. Statins lower cholesterol everywhere, including in the brain, which can weaken neurotransmitter production. It's like taking bricks from a house to fix the fence. Eventually, the house itself weakens. Early warning symptoms. Persistent mental fog. Trouble concentrating on reading or conversations. Unexplained mood changes. Jim, 70, took statins for years. After noticing mental fog, his doctor adjusted his dose and encouraged more DHA-rich fish in his diet. Within weeks, he felt mentally sharper and more focused. Safer alternatives: natural healing. Eat fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel twice a week. Add nuts and seeds for healthy fats. Maintain regular cardiovascular exercise like brisk walking or swimming. We've reached the most dangerous of all, the hidden trap that could be lurking in your cold medicine, stomach pills, even your muscle relaxers. On their own, each drug is risky. Combined, they can act like a slow poison to your brain. Number 1. Anticholinergic combination medications. The most dangerous of all, hiding in plain sight in cold meds, stomach pills, even muscle relaxers. These combinations layer multiple anticholinergic effects, draining acetylcholine reserves until the brain's circuits begin to fail. It's like running every appliance in your home off one weak battery. Eventually, the lights flicker, the fridge dies, and the house goes dark. Early warning symptoms: rapid decline in memory, difficulty focusing on daily tasks, losing independence in simple activities like cooking or managing bills. Helen, 75, took a nightly cold pill along with her bladder medication, unknowingly doubling her anticholinergic load. Over time, her memory and focus slipped. With her doctor's guidance, she phased them out, started herbal teas for colds, and adopted a brain-heart plate diet. Her sharpness slowly returned. Safer alternatives plus natural healing. Review all medications with a pharmacist to check for overlaps. Use herbal teas for colds, like elderberry or peppermint. Try ginger or peppermint for digestion. Practice grounding walks, barefoot on grass or sand, to calm stress naturally. By now, you've seen how these medications can quietly dim the mind. But the danger doesn't stop there, because what harms the brain often puts the heart and blood vessels on a collision course with something far worse. Here's a fact that surprises many people. Strokes often happen in the early morning hours. Why? When we sleep, we naturally become a little dehydrated. Without enough fluid, the blood becomes thicker and moves more slowly. Combine that with cholesterol plaques in the arteries that may have loosened during the night, and you have the perfect conditions for a sudden blockage. Now, add certain medications into the mix. Drugs that reduce brain function can also slow circulation, disrupt blood pressure balance, and strain the heart. Over time, this chain reaction, brain decline, poor blood flow, heart stress, sets the stage for a stroke. It's why some people wake up feeling off, a heavy head, tingling in the limbs, or trouble speaking, and assume it's just grogginess. In reality, it could be the early signs of a much bigger emergency. The good news: you can take steps to hydrate, nourish your blood, and protect your brain and heart before the day begins. Ever wake up with a heavy head or tingling limbs? Type morning in the comments and we'll share our top 3 natural morning habits for brain and heart protection. We've talked about the dangers. Now, let's focus on the hope. Because your brain and heart can heal, even after years of stress and medication. And you don't need a shelf full of pills to do it. Just 4 simple pillars, practiced daily, can start turning things around in as little as 7 days. Just one tiny change each day, and you'll feel the difference in a week. A. Think of your plate as medicine for your brain and heart. Follow the brain-heart plate rule. Half greens, spinach, kale, broccoli, rich in vitamin K, folate, and antioxidants. Quarter healthy protein, wild-caught fish, eggs, or lean poultry. Quarter healthy carbs, quinoa, sweet potatoes, or brown rice for steady energy. Add 3 brain boost foods daily. Eggs, rich in choline for memory. Berries, high in anthocyanins to fight oxidative stress. Green tea, gentle caffeine, L-theanine for calm focus. These foods alkalize the blood, feed your cells enzymes, and reduce inflammation, the real root of many brain and heart problems. B. Aim for 30 milliliters of water per kg of body weight per day. Start each morning with warm water plus a pinch of sea salt, a squeeze of lemon. This flushes out overnight toxins, replenishes electrolytes, and hydrates your brain. Remember, even mild dehydration can thicken your blood, making it harder for your heart to pump. C. Movement is medicine. Start your day with a 7-minute routine. Neck and shoulder rolls to improve circulation to the brain. Gentle squats to pump blood from your legs to your heart. Side stretches to open the rib cage for better breathing. After each meal, take a 10 to 15-minute walk. It keeps blood sugar stable, supports digestion, and prevents the post-meal fog that many people mistake for normal aging. D. Breathe in light. Your brain runs on oxygen. Feed it well. Try 4 to 7, 8 breathing. Inhale through the nose for 4 seconds, hold for 7, exhale for 8. This calms the nervous system and improves oxygen delivery to cells. Get 10 minutes of morning sun before 9 a.m. to boost vitamin D and regulate your circadian rhythm. Whenever possible, practice grounding, walking barefoot on grass, sand, or soil. It reduces stress hormones and helps balance your body's electrical charge. These 4 pillars aren't just tips. They're your daily insurance policy against brain fog, heart strain, and even sudden stroke. Start small, stay consistent, and your body will thank you in ways you can see, feel, and remember. You don't need to change everything at once. In fact, lasting transformation happens step by step, and in just 7 days, you can set your brain and heart on a new path. Day 1 to 7, 1 action per day. Clean your medicine cabinet, change your breakfast. Day 1, clean your medicine cabinet. Review every pill with your doctor or pharmacist. Check for duplicates, especially anticholinergics. Knowledge is the first step to freedom. Day 2, change your breakfast. Swap processed carbs for the brain-heart plate. Eggs plus leafy greens plus berries. You'll feel mental clarity before lunch. Day 3, walk after your biggest meal. Just 10 to 15 minutes lowers blood sugar, improves circulation, and feeds oxygen to your brain. Day 4, breathe for balance. Practice the 4-7-8 breathing method, morning and evening. It calms stress, lowers blood pressure, and sharpens focus. Day 5, sunbathe with purpose. Get 10 to 15 minutes of gentle morning sunlight before 9 a.m. This boosts vitamin D, lifts mood, and supports healthy blood flow. Day 6, hydrate like a healer. Start the day with warm water plus a pinch of sea salt, lemon. This flushes toxins, balances electrolytes, and thins the blood. Day 7, ground yourself. Walk barefoot on grass, sand, or soil for 10 minutes. Feel your nervous system unwind as stress hormones drop. By the end of this week, you won't just feel different. Your body will be on a new track for long-term brain and heart health. Type plan in the comments if you want the printable 7-day version, and let's start this journey together. Mary was 68 when she first noticed little slips. She'd forget the name of a neighbor she'd known for 20 years. Wake up with dizzy spells and a heavy head. Her blood pressure spiked unpredictably, and her doctor added yet another pill to the mix. One afternoon, her granddaughter asked, "Grandma, why do you take so many pills?" Mary didn't have an answer. That question was the turning point. She spoke to her doctor about reducing unnecessary medications and began a simple natural plan. Brain-heart plate at every meal. Warm lemon water each morning. 4 to 7, 8 breathing twice a day. Gentle walks after dinner. Within 3 months, Mary's dizzy mornings were gone. Her memory felt sharper, her blood pressure steadier, and her energy higher than it had been in years. She still works with her doctor, but now she's an active partner in her own healing. Medication can be a life raft, essential in moments of crisis, but a raft is not meant to be your home. The real ship that carries you through life is clean, oxygen-rich blood, strong, nourished cells, and a body in natural balance. When you focus on healing from the inside out through food, movement, breath, light, and grounding, you're not just avoiding disease. You're building a future where your mind stays clear, your heart beats steady, and your mornings begin with gratitude, not fear. So take that first step today. Your brain, your heart, and your loved ones will thank you for it. If this video opened your eyes, let's keep the conversation going. Comment below with the word READY if you're starting your 7-day recovery plan today. Share this video with a friend or family member who needs to hear it. You might just save a life. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe and turn on the bell because we've got more life-changing tips coming your way. Next up, watch 7 silent stroke symptoms you must know. It could be the most important 10 minutes you spend this week.